Ten Hag is striving to bring back the glory days of Sir Alex Ferguson to Manchester United. Rather like Fergie, the Dutch coach also often chews gum during games, and it can be a pretty effective prop for expressing frustration. It was spotted that Ten Hag was so annoyed by something Fred did during Wednesday night's draw with Leeds United, he took the gum out of his mouth and hurled it to the floor. There was also a mad minute at Old Trafford when the Brazilian midfielder conceded a free kick, misplaced a pass and lost possession in a duel, raising his manager's stress levels still further. Unfortunately for Fred, the 2-2 draw was further proof that he is a decent enough squad player for United, a solid 6/10 performer, but he should be a regular starter. It's also glaringly obvious he is not Casemiro. Fred did little to help Erik ten Hag's stress levels as Man United were held to a draw by Leeds. The Brazilian stepped into a midfield lacking his compatriot Casemiro and struggled at times. There is a clear drop-off in United's win percentage and points per game in the Premier League between when Casemiro starts and when he is absent as expected. United missed their suspended midfielder greatly as they dropped 2 important points in their pursuit of a top-4 finish in the Premier League. That is a theme. In the league this season, United have a win percentage of 69.2 and a points per game average of 2. 3 out of 3 when Casemiro starts. Without him, those figures collapse to 44.4% and 1. 4. Even with the caveat of United's first 2 games of the season, before they signed Casemiro, being defeats, that is a staggering drop-off. Fred and Marcel Sabitzer deputized for Casemiro and the injured Christian Eriksen, but United missed their usual authority in the middle of the park and Leeds took advantage. In the end, they hauled themselves back from 2 down to claim a point, with Jadon Sancho returning fully to the fold with a well-taken goal, but fears about the midfield being too lightweight were realized. It was also proof that further investment is required in Ten Hag's squad if they are to challenge for the title or compete in the Champions League. Scratch below that first choice 11 and United remain painfully short on quality, and it's partly why Ten Hag continuously risks burnout by selecting his strongest available side in every competition. United lack adequate defensive midfield backup to Casemiro, and it needs to be addressed in the summer. Marcel Sabitzer started alongside Fred against Leeds with Casemiro and Eriksen absent. Casemiro's red card for raising his hands to the neck of Crystal Palace's Will Hughes, leading to a 3-game Premier League suspension, has harmed United. Sabitzer's touch map from Wednesday night showed his desire to get into advanced positions. Fred was more reserved, but he still got into forward positions and had a couple of chances. Man United fixtures Premier League unless stated * games. Casemiro will miss Wednesday Leeds United *. 2-2 Sunday Leeds United A, February 16 Barcelona A, Europa League playoff, first leg February 19 Leicester City H, February 23 Barcelona H, Europa League playoff, second leg @ https://mads dailymail.co.uk/v8/sports/article/other/empu_factbox.html?empu_factbox_1 to advertisement. Not all of this is Fred's fault. One of the issues on Wednesday night was that both him and Sabitzer wanted to drift forward because that is their natural inclination. Many of Sabitzer's touches came on the edge of the Leeds box as though he was playing alongside Bruno Fernandes as the number 10. Yet quite a few chances carved out by United fell to Fred, and weren't taken, so he too was in advanced positions while forgetting the defensive shield of Casemiro wasn't behind him. Another mitigating factor is that Sabitzer is new, joining on loan from Bayern Munich on deadline day, and this was his first start for United. Fred and Sabitzer did play alongside one another for the final 20 minutes or so in Saturday's win over Crystal Palace, but that was in unique circumstances as United clung on after Casemiro's red. It will take time to adapt to one another's games and assign midfield duties, something clear enough on Wednesday night. The manager also had little choice but to pair them together against Leeds. Eriksen, Scott McTominay and Donny van de Beek are all injured, reducing United to the barest midfield bones. For all the talk of moving Lisandro Martinez or Victor Lindelof forward from defence, or putting faith in youngster Kobbie Mainoo, a scrap against Leeds required tenacious, energetic and true midfielders. But it's impossible to escape the impression that Ten Hag simply doesn't rate Fred. Fred appeals to referee Simon Hooper during Wednesday night's 2-2 draw with Leeds United. It was a disappointing night for United as they had to fight back from 2 goals down to draw, having been hooked at half-time in that disastrous 4-0 defeat by Brentford back in August. Fred has started just 5 Premier League games since, with United more and more comfortable with Casemiro and Eriksen as the midfield pair. He hasn't necessarily been an automatic pick in the Europa League or the 2 domestic cups either, spending a lot of time warming the bench in a clear regression from his starter status under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Casemiro and Fred may be a regular partnership for Brazil, but Ten Hag has found the attributes of Casemiro and Eriksen are far more complementary and United have thrived. That isn't to say Fred is without his merits. In the recent derby win over Manchester City, he was assigned a man-marking mission on Kevin De Bruyne and largely did well. Christian Eriksen and Casemiro have complemented one another well in United's midfield. Casemiro's Opta stats in defensive duties are impressive, though Fred's stand up to scrutiny. His willingness to put in a tackle and energy isn't in doubt, and he increasingly gets into scoring positions, but consistency and reliability is lacking. Fred is also prone to the kind of minutes illustrated earlier on when his enthusiasm for chasing around gets the better of him and mistakes creep in. The per 90 minutes stats for the Premier League this season show why Casemiro is such an upgrade in the defensive midfield role. So where do United turn next? On Sunday, they take on Leeds once again, this time at Elland Road, a venue where Fred came off the bench to score in United's 4-2 win last season. Unless McTominay returns to fitness in the meantime, it'll be him and Sabitzer for this War of the Roses sequel, and an improved performance will be necessary. If they drop points again, United lose precious momentum heading into a double-header against Barcelona and with the Carabao Cup final with Newcastle looming. The bar has been raised by Ten Hag this season as United slowly recover their strength. The onus is on every player in the squad to prove they're up to it. Scott McTominay, left, should not be too far from an injury return with big games coming up.